Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We are going to have a great trading week this week. It already started off great. So as you know, Monday was a holiday. I didn't do any trading on Monday. But Tuesday, today. So I took 3 trades on gold and I'm going to show you the reason behind the ones that I took. So it just really depends on my setup. That's going to determine whether or not I'm in a scalp or if I'm in a day trade and the vitality of the market. So with these 2 trades, that I took. This one here, I only trade gold, you guys. I only trade gold. And I'm a supply demand trader. Every now and again, I may use a Fibonacci. Every now and again, I might use support and resistance. Just depends on what is looking good to me at the moment. But supply and demand is my bread and butter. So that's what I'm using primarily. So this trade that I took off of gold, we're looking at the 15-minute time frame right now, and this is where I decided that I was going to enter this trade. As you can see, gold was in an area of consolidation after market open. Asian session is where I usually trade gold, by the way. So market open, this is 6:30 here. At 6:30, I got on the charts to evaluate the market, and I saw that market was consolidating, and supply and demand doesn't work really well in consolidation. So I was waiting for a breakout, but I knew I wanted to get in at the bottom of this range. So once price came down to the very bottom of this range, the very last candle down here is where I decided to put my demand zone. So this candle right here is where I measured that demand zone. And once price came down here, tapped into it and gave me this big push up, I was like, okay, time to get in. I see some vitality in the market, and that was at 7 o'clock. I got in here. I probably monitored this trade for about 30 minutes. I set this new area of demand that I marked up on the 5-minute zone, 5-minute time frame here. So I was like, if price comes back down under this zone, then I know that it's not ready to push up. It never did. So I was confident enough to let this trade run while I slept. Now, let's talk about why I chose my TP. I don't typically like do multiple areas of TP unless I'm actively on the charts, because I knew I was going to let this trade run in my sleep. I chose one TP. And I did it on a 15-minute time frame. So usually I will put up my position at my entry, just like that. And then I'll measure to a 2. I measure to a 2 risk, I'm sorry, a 2 reward ratio, 2-to-1 ratio. And then that's where I'll typically set my TP, right? And ideally, if this trade would have run for the full 2 days, then it would have been a winner. But I decided that I wanted to get out of this trade at 47.50, which is where I set my TP. I wanted a round number, and I knew that gold was going to continue up. I'm not going to say I knew that gold was going to continue up. Gold was showing me that it wanted to continue up. But I didn't know how far it was going to go until it became exhausted. I felt like this round number was safe because we were teetering along this 46.80 level here for the whole Asian Open. And then we got our push up. Now, this trade didn't hit TP until just before New York opened this morning. So I literally slept through the entire move. I slept through the entire thing, and I was so happy when I got that alert this morning, right when I woke up, that this trade had hit TP. And I made about 350 bucks off of this trade. This one, before I took this one, I took another trade right in this zone here. I marked up right here. I'm like, okay, we have a demand area here. So price came down, and I was hoping that this was just going to be a tap into the demand zone. So I'm an aggressive trader. I just took the entry and I did a 1 to 2, but it ended up tapping me out like almost immediately after. And you know, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't lose that much money because I'm always managing my risk. So I just let it play out a little bit. I have limited myself to taking 3 trades per day. So the next trade I knew was going to be my last one. After it invalidated me, I just let it play out. Eventually, it came up and broke the structure. And when it broke that structure, I waited until price came back to this demand zone to enter again. And this was a 1-to-2 ratio on the 5-minute time frame. I'm always going to do a 1-to-2. 1-to-2 is my safe place, unless I see reason to do more. But I did this, and I always move my risk last. On this trade, I made about 150 bucks. So those are the 3 trades that I took today, and I made a total of $447.60. So where I'm at with trading, I am trading to eliminate debt. I'm trading to invest, to save, and to create my dream life. And I feel like I am I have a very positive outlook on this year already. I feel like this is the year that trading is going to change my life. And I hope that it is the year for you guys too. The best thing you can do is continue to be a student. Always. I'm always learning something new about trading. Even the way that I trade, back testing, I'm learning something new every single day. It can be the smallest thing when it comes to trading, but it definitely is. You got to stay teachable. I am excited for the week. Let me know. This is another trade that I just took at the start of this Asian session, 620. Got out at 7:15. It was a winner. I made 142 bucks from that one. So that was another supply and demand trade. There was a break of structure. There was a small break of structure here. Demand zone there, came down, tapped back into the area, and I took the trade to 1-to-2 for 2-to-1. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for the year. I'm excited to be debt free. I'm excited to create generational wealth. I'm excited for so many things. And I hope you guys are ready to be along the ride. I hope you guys are ready. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.